Now that our dungeons have been defended, we prepare to venture outside, into the realms of Etheria, to recover the Lost Eternia Shards. But what dangers await us within the depths of the shadowy embrace of the Mistymire forest? Ancient texts describe these twisted woods as a foreboding realm, where the sun's rays dare not tread, and a deep, velvety mist lurks just above the ground, hiding unseen horrors. Ah yes, the Mistymire forest, a land both wondrous and terrifying. Hi everyone, it's Theo, and now that we made it through the original 13 maps, we're going to journey through the quest for the Lost Eternia Shards maps. We will see how far we get. Will we make it to the Ruthless Crystalline Dimension, or will our journey stall in the desert sands of Morago? There's only one way to find out, so let's get started.
With the evil hordes defeated and the old ones safely imprisoned within the Eternia crystals, Etheria's 4 new champions, the Squire, the Huntress, Apprentice, and Monk, enjoy a well-earned respite. Etheria's citizens, overjoyed, celebrate our heroes' achievements. A time of peace and prosperity spreads, and our heroes patiently await the return of their legendary parents. But peace cannot last forever. A mysterious figure appears, warning the heroes of an unforeseen threat. A tale of a long-lost Eternia crystal, one that was shattered into 4 shards and scattered across the land. Evil, long-forgotten beasts consume the dark energy that spews forth from the shards, quietly growing in strength in regions most men have all but forgotten. Once they reach full capacity, these minions of evil will attempt to crush our heroes and bring the kingdom of Etheria to the brink of destruction. But if the shards were to be recombined, this tide of darkness would be destroyed once and for all. Having absorbed the mysterious figure's wisdom, our 4 heroes ready themselves for adventure. They vow to recover the lost shards, restore the Eternia crystal, and banish the evil from these distant lands. Our heroes soon arrive at the outskirts of Etheria, a legendary forest named Mistymire, said to be home to the ancient fairies. But with the onset of this new terror, what dark secrets lie buried underneath its dense fog-covered branches?
Now I can say that the first wave of this map is the actual hardest. There's just not a lot of time, and the enemies come by pretty quickly, so we will have to go pretty quickly as well. So we're going to go ahead and place an ore stack right here, and we're going to go all the way down here, grab these other 2 chests, and go ahead and shake the hands of a shroomite to get the extra mana. And we're going to do this another 4 times. So we'll come down here, and we're going to go ahead and place an ore stack right here on this rock, and then come and visit another shroomite. Grab this chest up here, and go shake the hands of another shroomite. Come up here, get another chest, and shake the hands of another one. We'll go ahead and place an ore stack right next to this crystal here. And then grab our last 2 chests and shake the last shroomite's hand. Now we'll go ahead and swap over to our EV. We're going to go ahead and build some physicals and some reflect beams. So this is a 4DU physical beam with a reflect beam right here to handle archers that get backed up there and shoot the crystal. We'll put another 4DU buff beam here, and we're going to buff this one. This is the most active area of the map. We're going to do another 4DU buff beam. It doesn't matter. You could actually have done it as 2DU. I just do 4U for completeness. Here we're going to do a 2DU buff beam and a reflect beam to deal with archers that shoot the crystal. We'll place our buff beam, and then we'll go ahead and surround this to create our box of death. Go ahead and swap to my adept. Now my adept actually is not wearing the diamond. That is a mistake. But I'm going to go ahead and place 7 LTs. And I'm going to place 1 DST facing that back crystal. Then I'm going to go ahead and swap, get my Tower Boost Monk in and a DPS Monk. And I'm going to move my DPS Monk over to this crystal. If you don't do this, this crystal is going to get hit by mobs. Come over here, grab my Tower Boost Monk, and start dropping some mana, and then I'll finish up the build with 4 more DSTs. And these DSTs are just going to go in 4 directions. That way, up that way, and then up there. I'll go ahead and upgrade, and that is it. This is the hardest part of this map. Now I'm not using an adept upgrader like I normally would. There's just not enough mobs, and there's not enough spots for you to actually find those mobs, so I'll just be using, I'll be going old-fashioned with a jester for the upgrader. And I do upgrade this first because this area just gets the most traffic and has the most problems. So for the rest of these waves, it's going to be tower boosting and upgrading, and I'll be back for the boss fight. And we're back. It is now boss time. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in a summoner, and that's just with a summoner with a huntress and monk guardian. You don't actually have to DPS this boss if you don't want to. You could just put 3 summoners and a tower booster up there, and the boss will die to the towers. It does take about 20 seconds longer if you go that route. I'm just gonna go the old-fashioned way, and I'm gonna go ahead and beam the boss with a EV, and I'll have my hero boost monk ready to go as well. So once I get my tower boost started, I'm going to go ahead and switch my monk and my EV and start grabbing some mana for the boss fight. There's not a lot of mobs, and there's also not a lot of mana. So I'm just going to stand right over here, see if I can get some mana, and I'm going to go ahead and start charging my beam with my EV. Hopefully I'll get enough mana. And at this point, I basically have enough mana for my monk and for my EV, because the boss fight is going to last about 4 seconds. Alright, I'm going to come back over to my spot, get my monk ready to go. And basically for this boss fight, the monk's going to go ahead and hero boost. I'll switch over to my EV. My beam's already charging, and I'll just click on the mouse button and just beam the boss. And it'll all be over in about 4 seconds. Hero boost. Activate beam, click beam, dead. And that is it for the Mistymire Forest. We now get ready to venture into the deserts of Morago.
The Spider Queen and her kin fall to the might of Etheria's champions. The crystal shard slips from the Queen's rotund belly and falls to the ground. With one crystal shard collected, the heroes look into the distance filled with hope, wonder, and intense anticipation for the adventures that await them as they search for the remaining pieces of the Lost Eternia Crystal.